So my experience in the car business started back in 1981, so 43 years ago. It's what I've done full time. So in 1981, I knew I had to find my way. Fresh out of graduating high school, and I did some summer jobs. I enrolled in Harford Community College, and college was not for me. So my fear was, how was I going to succeed? And I opened up the newspaper. It was called the Aegis. It's still in print. And I waited out in the lobby for the first paper to come out. And I saw automobile salesperson wanted. And I jumped in my vehicle and I drove to the dealership in Falston. And I still remember it, 2705 Bel Air Road. And I asked for Mr. Bob, and they said, okay, let me get him. And Mr. Bob came out and said, can I help you, son? And I said, I'm here for the car sales job. And he said, how were you aware of that? I said, I saw it in the paper, sir. And he said, well, paper doesn't come out till 3 o'clock. And I said, well, I waited out in the lobby for the first one to come. And he said, if you have that kind of ambition, you're hired, son. So I quickly climbed the corporate ladder. I was very fortunate to be trained with dealer academy groups, and because of that experience, I was able to partner with Steve Ramsey, and we accumulated 2 Ford stores in Cecil County, and I'm proud of that. They were very successful, and they're still operating today. A couple of years ago, I sold the dealerships and semi-retired, but I still have the desire just to keep moving and being active. And I can honestly tell you that had it not been for my wrestling career, I never would have been successful in business. And I'm only, I did play baseball and I did play other sports, but really wrestling was the one that taught me about, your individual responsibility, but you're still a team player. And what I mean by that is, it's you and that other guy on that mat, but yet your points count towards the team. So business is not unlike that. I mean, it's up to you every day to get up and keep going, whether you win or you lose. You just don't stop. Knowing you have a team around you. I mean, I've always thought as I grew in my professional career that, I was working for, at one point, almost 72 families that were relying on me. And I always thought back about my wrestling days, how important it was to give it 100%. And I forget what movie it was. Maybe it was Field of Dreams, but some days you get rained out, some days you strike out, some days you hit home run, but every day you suit up. And I think that's so true, and I think it's so true in life, and I think it's so true in sports, and the confidence that it gave me to go out there and just give it 100% and try harder and just focus and succeed, absolutely. So I think people are either motivated by one or two things. I think it's fear of failure or pride. They want to be very prideful in what they do and what they've created, or they had a fear that they were going to fail. I was motivated by fear of failure. I felt like if I did not give it my 100%, I could potentially fail. So what sports gave me was, with the practices, with the coaches, with the training, it prepared me to, it built my confidence, and the fear part got me up every morning and put on my shirt, put on my tie, and I couldn't have done that without the sports. I just know I couldn't have. Stay involved, stay focused, learn what you can, and just remember that that today's the first day of the rest of your life, and just keep preparing. Really, that's it. Just prepare and execute, and just keep swinging the bat.